Welcome to the Echoes of Time channel. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on rare historical photos and the compelling stories that are waiting for you to explore. The image shows Soviet women pilots nicknamed the Night Witches, famous for their daring nighttime bombing raids against the Nazis. Dressed in uniform, standing beside their planes, their eyes are full of courage and determination. This photo honors the bravery and unique role of women in war and celebrates the legendary legacy of the Night Witches in World War II history. This photo captures airline passengers in the 1920s or 1930s gathered around a small screen in the middle of the cabin, watching a movie with full attention. The plane's interior is simple seats packed close together, creating a sense of closeness. This image shows the early days of in-flight entertainment, when watching a film in the sky was something new and truly special. A gym class in 1980 with students lined up neatly, wearing bright, colorful sports outfits and rocking the hairstyles and style of the 80s. This photo brings back the youthful energy, dynamic spirit, and the unforgettable vibe of school life in that era. Christmas spirit fills the streets of London in 1946. Rows of dazzling holiday lights, people bundled up in warm coats bustling about, and shop windows packed with festive goods. The scene is both warm and lively, capturing the hope and renewal of the city after the war. Charles Rigoulot, the famous French weightlifter, appears in this 1923 photo, his body massive, his look confident. He was the very symbol of strength, one of the top weightlifting champions in the world at that time. A photo taken in front of the Washington, D.C. post office in 1917 shows 4 postal workers in uniform and hats standing beside unique 3-wheeled motorized scooters. They pose confidently, showing their excitement for this new vehicle. This image highlights the innovation in early 20th century postal service as modern machines began to boost the efficiency of mail delivery in the city. This photo captures children playing joyfully in the streets of Paris around 1900. Behind them stands a Renault-type AG taxi, a true symbol of city life at the time. This image brings to life the bustling, carefree spirit of childhood in the heart of old Paris at the dawn of the 20th century. A photo taken in 1913 in Amsterdam shows a man standing between 2 giant halibut, freshly caught, each one hanging upright and almost as tall as an adult. The Hindenburg disaster, May 6, 1937, Lakehurst, New Jersey. The Hindenburg airship erupts in flames as it comes into landfire, and thick smoke engulfing the entire vessel. This catastrophe shocked the world, ended the era of passenger airships, and became one of the most famous aviation disasters in history. A baby in early 20th century America is sent through the mail just like a parcel. At that time, the law wasn't clear, so some poor families used the postal service to send their children to distant relatives, as long as the child's weight didn't exceed the allowed limit. Crew members on the deck of the USS Lexington work together in the vast space of the aircraft carrier. Dressed in Navy uniforms, they move in perfect coordination, preparing for flight operations or maintaining aircraft. This image showcases the discipline and professionalism of the United States Navy. In 1913, the Signet rear car was attached to the back of a Harley motorcycle, transforming it into a convenient 3-wheeled vehicle. This combination expanded the motorcycle's capabilities, offering a flexible and innovative way to get around for that era. A photo taken by Merrill Meisler in January 1975 captures a Girl Scout carefully applying lipstick. She wears her Scout uniform, her face a mix of confidence and innocence. This image reflects the blend of tradition and personality that defines American youth. A playful moment as a group of children play leapfrog outdoors. They line up, each one jumping over the backs of their friends' faces, beaming with laughter and joy. This image brings back the pure, carefree days of childhood and the simple bonding games that brought friends together. Pin-up legend Betty Page strikes a pose in front of a crowd of photographers on set. With her jet black hair, confident presence, and captivating smile, Betty becomes the center of every camera's attention. A 1940 photo captures Ronald Reagan as a young actor, posing as a model for a sculpture class at the University of Southern California. He sits still holding a serious pose so the students can observe and sculpt him. This image is both intimate and fascinating, revealing a rarely seen everyday side of the man who would one day become President of the United States. At a British military dog training school, Airedale Terriers are put through rigorous training to serve as medics and messengers on the battlefield. This image highlights the special role of dogs in World War I, becoming loyal helpers who saved countless soldiers' lives amid the chaos of war. A photo taken on January 2, 1945 in L'Église, Belgium, shows a group of refugees standing together on a street scarred by war. Bundled in heavy coats, their faces filled with worry, they wait anxiously to be evacuated from the town. This image captures the fear and uncertainty faced by civilians in the final days of World War II. German soldiers stand silently on a street covered in rubble captured by the U.S. 4th Armored Division. Their faces show exhaustion and shock amid the ruins of war. This image reveals the brutality of the Battle of Bastogne and marks a crucial turning point as the Allies broke the German siege of the city. This photo captures a scene at An Hoa, the U.S. Marine Corps base in Vietnam. American soldiers stand among makeshift tents and military vehicles surrounded by the distinctive landscape of the South Vietnamese battlefield during the war. A torture cage from the Qing dynasty made of wood and metal, its cramped design leaving the prisoner unable to move freely. This was one of the most notorious torture devices of ancient China, used to punish and intimidate criminals, reflecting the harshness of feudal law in that era. A young boy sits among piles of old tools and metal parts at Ravivari Bazaar in Ahmedabad, India. All around him are heaps of mechanical items, gears, bolts, and screws stacked high. Models wear striking dresses designed in the abstract style of artist Piet Mondrian. The dresses are divided into bold blocks of red, blue, yellow, white, and black, creating that iconic geometric effect. This is a true symbol of the fusion between modern art and 1960s fashion. 4 women in white lab coats each hold a large component from one of the earliest electronic computers. The parts are huge and bulky, showcasing the rapid progress of early technology. This image also highlights the crucial role of women in the fields of science and computer engineering. An 1887 photo from Oklahoma captures snake oil salesmen standing beside their wagon, showing off snake oil as a miracle cure for every illness. This image reveals the bold claims and the colorful hustle of street medicine in the late 19th century. The world's first electric fire engine appears with a classic design, a large body, big wheels, and firefighting equipment mounted on the back. A group of American soldiers huddled together on a small assault boat, faces tense as they push through German gunfire. This photo captures a life-or-death moment, showing their team spirit and unwavering determination in the final days of World War II. This heartbreaking photo shows a child with hands tied, fear and pain written all over their face. It stands as powerful evidence of brutal racial discrimination, where even innocent children became victims of violence and injustice. The Makarsky compressed air tram rolls through the streets of Paris in 1887, its long design, many windows, and a massive compressed air tank underneath. This was one of the pioneering public transport vehicles using compressed air instead of steam or electric engines. The man known as the fattest in Europe, his body massive, his face gentle, stands confidently in front of the camera. In 1956, at Sint Willebroordus Psychiatric Hospital in Curaçao, Netherlands, patients join in outdoor exercise guided by medical staff. This image highlights the genuine care for both physical and mental health and psychiatric treatment during the mid-20th century. A scene from the 1948 Italian film Bicycle Thieves. A father stands by his bicycle, his young son at his side. Both gaze ahead, their eyes filled with worry and hope. This image lays bare the harshness of life and the unbreakable family bond in post-war Rome. In 1917 in England, rows of electric trucks are parked along the street, each one plugged into charging stations. This image shows how the transport industry was already adopting electric vehicles, a testament to early innovation and technological progress in the history of transportation. A photo captures a cat on the deck of a warship during World War I. Sailors believed cats brought good luck, chasing away rats and protecting precious food supplies. This image shows the faith and special bond between people and their animals, even in the harshest times of war.